Hello, tortoise fans. This is my first to enter my tortoise collection. I'm laughing because I never thought I'd be collecting like a cartoon tortoise. I don't even know if it's a cartoon tortoise. I've had a few turtles and tortoises in my life, so I know from a baby and stuff like that. So that's literally a baby tortoise. So it looks like a cartoon, right? But this thing will grow pretty big. This, I didn't even know it had a common name. The common name is the African spurred tortoise. I've always known it as, the scientific name is a Sulcata tortoise, but it's really called a Centrochellus sulcata. So what's nice about this box is it tells us this wave 3 of this Laugh and Grow Fat came out in 2021. And maybe that says first of the turtle series or something, I'm not sure. But I bought this locally here. I have no idea what these other ones are. This one has the open mouth. This is a closed mouth. A radiated tortoise. I don't know if that's called an Indian star tortoise. I can't remember, but I had an Indian star tortoise, so I might pick that up. Okay, it's a rigid box. It's got a hologram. Polyurethane. It's a rigid plastic. And some other images. Yeah, so this 2011 down here means nothing. It has nothing to do with the date of it, I don't think. Okay, so this is the third largest tortoise that lives today. And it's native to the continent of Africa. It lives on the edge of the Sahara Desert in the Sahel. And it can grow pretty big, being the third largest species of tortoise. There's some info here, in Chinese though. Okay, so they typically grow up to 80 kilos, but there's one tortoise that grew up to 120 kilograms. And then they can grow up to 1 meter in length. And they're vegetarians, they're herbivores, although they have been known to eat carcasses that get washed down the river. So they're not strictly plant eating. So this is really, strong packaging. But the design of a tortoise being defensive, this would be a hard resin model to break. It doesn't have any very thin claws or anything like that sticking out, so I mean, even these claws here, they're pretty short. So I think the most likely thing that could possibly break on this is the edge if you drop it, or that right there. So let's see. Wikipedia also says, because it's so defensive in this design, after they get around 30 kilos, they have no predators. They're simply impenetrable, right? They're walking tanks. And this is a pretty funny looking one, right? I thought I'd get rid of that image back there. So it's like taking in a deep breath or laughing or something, right? I don't know why there's white over here though. I've never had this tortoise in real life, so I don't know. It's very pink in here as well. I almost feel like they could have used a paint wash in there to make it look a little more realistic. But the eyes are well done. They're pretty big pupils, but there's a little bit of a sclera around it in like a gray color. I gotta say, this is kind of shiny though. Tortoises aren't really shiny. This is literally glossy, so they should have used a matte finish. Only the eyes, I think, in the mouth should be shiny. Anyways, there's a lot of very fine detailing right there. Yeah, but then you can see how scaly it gets, how defensive armor like it looks there. But the skin, how it's sucking in its head, it looks very realistic. And they even have some paint here on the other side surfaces of the deep grooves around these scales here. And so the scales are nicely done. They're layered up quite a bit. Looks like almost like a topographical map, right? But yeah, the color fading is very well done. Alright, so going around here, yeah, nice variation in the skin texture. It's got some giant warts or something on the back of the legs. And then a very almost non-existent tail there. And this armor plate surrounding the back end. And then some sort of, airbrushing effect here, it looks like on the bottom of this thing as well. All these striations give it a lot of detail. right? It's really cool. Oh, should probably figure out how big this thing is. I would say it's around 7.5 centimeters, a little under 3 inches in length. Maybe width-wise 6 centimeters, 2.5 inches. Height-wise, though, you gotta get in a cabinet of sorts. I would say it's a little like 5 centimeters, like 1 3/4. So it is, realistic to maybe being a baby tortoise. Oh, the nostrils, I didn't even notice that. They're painted black, which is neat. I guess the only criticism is why is it glossy? They could have easily used a matte clear coat. I assume these are clear coated. I don't know if I want to bother doing that. You could do it pretty easily. You could take some poster putty, fill in the mouth, cover the eyes, and then just rattle can it. But maybe I'll just leave it alone. I'm not that picky about cartooned animals. I really have one other thing I could put up here, and that's a Kong Species Studio Ancient Beast of the Melania. I don't know. I can't pronounce. I have no idea how it's pronounced. But this is a prehistoric creature that used to roam the earth. Not quite a dinosaur, I don't think. I think it was past the dinosaur ages. But it's some clearly crazy horned tortoise or turtle. Alright, well, that's a whole different brand entirely. I will definitely get some more of these tortoises because I like tortoises. They're just so slow and peaceful. And if this is the third largest one in the real world, I'll probably have to pick up the Aldabra and the Galapagos, which I think are larger tortoises. But I also have to get an Indian Star because I literally had one of those. And there's some other tortoise my roommate had. I forget what it was. It was a more common one that you could buy for like $30 in America. So I'll have to try to get that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.